Good day, guys. Welcome back to Well Control for Drilling Intervention and Workover. In this video, we will examine a very interesting question, which is during the second circulation of the driller's method, and you found out that your string is washed out. They ask you which pressure shall remain constant: drill pipe pressure, casing pressure, or SCR. Isn't it challenging? Now let's get to the root of the issue so that you have a profound understanding and a full confidence of what to do in this event. In this simulation here, you see the purple line is a kill-mud stars traveling from top right to bit. Along the way, you have the washed out here and washed out here, and kill-mud start getting into the washout prior to getting to the bit. All right. So we examine the root of the situation, of the scenario. As you have a washout, you have more TFA in the drill string. Okay? With more TFA, total flow area, your SCR will drop an amount of delta P. That's easy, straightforward, right? And as your kill-mud travels from surface to bit, you are increasing the hydrostatic pressure in the drill string. Thus, you are narrowing the gap between the overbalance of the formation against the hydrostatic pressure in the drill string. Therefore, your pressure in the drill pipe will drop from ICP to FCP. So you know that your drill pipe pressure is not going to be constant, either washout or no washout. So you can eliminate the answer of drill pipe pressure. All right? Now, what about SCR? As I said earlier, you have a washout, you have more TFA. Your SCR drops on the amount of delta P. All right? So SCR is not the answer in this case as well. Now, when you have the washout, all right, you know SCR drops on the amount of delta P. First, ICP and FCP, the entire drop-down graph will shift down on the amount of delta P. All right, because they all relate to SCR, and SCR drops on the amount of delta P. Thus, the whole line is shifted down on the amount of delta P. All right, what shall remain constant now is the only casing pressure left, right? But why does casing pressure remain constant? Let's look at the well here. Prior to the washout, in the annulus, you only have whole old mud homogeneously. Therefore, nothing else in it in second solution. You don't have influx in the annulus. Thus, the casing pressure shall remain constant prior to kill-mud reaching to the annulus from the bit. Now, with the washout, some part of the kill-mud will enter the annulus earlier prior for it to reaching to the bit. All right, but that little amount of the kill-mud getting earlier into the annulus is insufficient to cause a big change in the hydrostatic pressure in the annulus that is able to cause or to narrow the gap between the overbalance of the formation pressure against the hydrostatic pressure in the annulus to cause any change in the casing pressure gauge. Isn't it straightforward and easy, right? And interesting. So the question is, kill-mud traveling inside the string, you have washout, you can rely on casing pressure gauge. You can throw a choke to hold it constant, you'll be fine. Your bottom pressure will be constant, will be unchanged. Okay? If you close the choke a bit more, that is totally fine. You increase the bottom pressure a bit, but that is not a bad thing. That is a good thing. It gives you a little more safety margin. If you don't do anything, you are fine here. Okay? Your casing pressure gauge stays constant. That's the answer. And I hope you enjoyed this question. Cheers, and see you soon in the next question, next video. Bye.